So, yesterday, I discussed the beating of the cheerleader by 8 other girls in her class who were videotaped the beating to put on YouTube or MySpace or whatever. I woke up this morning to a report of a teacher in Baltimore, art teacher in Baltimore, who was beat by a student, jumped by a student, and a student recorded that on a cell phone. What are parents supposed to think? If a student will do this to a teacher, what chance do smaller, weaker students have? It's time for schools to wake up. And this is not my problem. It is my problem because these are kids that are going to be adults when I'm old. But it's not my problem because I have the good sense to take a different approach with my kids. Not saying everyone who doesn't take a different approach doesn't have good sense, but I just saw a track record. I saw close examples to me of where schooling went very, very wrong. I saw schooling going wrong for my kids as young as 1st and 3rd grade, and we were out of there because I only get one chance to raise my kids, and I can't wait for the schools to fix their act before, I can't wait for the schools to fix their act and hope it'll happen during the time that my kids are in school. I need to remove my kids from the problem, work on my kids, and let the schools fix their problem. Now, when I'm done homeschooling my kids, there's a good chance that I will go and work in the schools. Work with kids who are going to jump me, not going to happen. Work in an administrative capacity, and maybe even as a lobbyist or advocate for schools, very likely. But for now, I've got to raise my own. And I cannot put my kids in an environment where students will just beat you down because you looked at them wrong, did something they didn't want you to do or whatever. I mean, in searching online for the raw video of this teacher getting the beat down, which is on my blog, and I'll give you a link to it. I saw teacher broken neck from being beat up. I saw students putting aspirin in a teacher's drink, and I saw all kinds of abuse. That doesn't even include the unspoken abuse by thousands of children each day who get attacked by students. I mean, when my son was in school just a few years ago, just in the 2nd and 3rd grade, he would get smacked in the head on a daily basis just because his first name matched the name of the school. No other reason. He had the same name as the school. And so they called his name elementary. They called him the school's name. And they would slap him. And he's the type that was so by the rules type of kid that he didn't fight back, because when he did even so much as say something, the teachers would say he did something wrong, because the kids who were verbally abusing him and smacking him were smart to do it when the teacher wasn't looking or paying attention and in a hushed tone that only he could hear. So, frankly, I just don't even know what to think anymore. But I could tell you this. My kids will never set foot in a public school again. I don't care if I have to pay gazillion dollars to get them otherwise education, should the route we're taking now doesn't work. I just don't care. It's not going to happen. Talk back to me and tell me what you think about teachers getting beat down on a regular basis and other students getting attacked. What do you think would be a good solution? I said recently that no teacher should ever be alone in the classroom. And I said that for the student safety, but apparently it's also for teacher safeties. I think that there should be a ratio of maybe 5-1 or 7-1, and I think a couple of teachers should be in the classroom together, so maybe 2 or 3 teachers and 21 kids or whatever. But schools are not a safe environment for one adult to be patrolling that many kids. Kids don't respect their parents. Kids don't respect their teachers. Kids don't respect each other. And that's just not an environment for learning. Talk to you later.